Hey guys, so welcome to the next devlog. This video is about buildings and how to use the template and how we used the building system, because there were so many questions about this and I just wanted to make a video specifically about this feature. So initially you will see now Jeffrey building something. This is like an older footage, using like an older game version, but it shows you how easy it actually is to build such a nice building. The thing is, in this video, I will not answer any comments, or I will not answer any questions. I will do this in a separate video. The reason is because it takes so long, and I think those videos get long enough, so just to not annoy you. Alrighty, so as you can see, the building system is actually kind of something in between Minecraft and The Sims. So the idea is really to give you like the ability to create like large area buildings and walls and everything, like windows, stairs, and so on. But also the ability to create or to place paintings, to plants and anything like that. Because in a very quick way, as you can see, you can quite quickly create something interesting. This is important because I was sometimes a bit annoyed by games like Ark. They are kind of cool, like Conan Exiles and all of those first-person games. They're actually great, but when it comes to building, it's sometimes so annoying. It takes forever. And even like in Minecraft, I mean, it's cool, but it's incredibly time-consuming when you want to create something bigger, right? It takes really long time, and you are then using tools, which give you some overview. And I think here, when we have such a camera perspective, this is where we have, our own strengths, where we can, shine. And this is how I built in this editor, like the prototype. Of course, by now the editor became better, but I think it gives like a nice impression of how it works. The question, of course, is now. This is now, by the way, how the game looks right now. So as you can see, the UI changed a bit. I am cheating here a bit, as you can see on the right side. So let's imagine I chopped down, thousands of trees and thousands of, and I found, lots of stone. So building basically based on resources. So how it works is actually very simple. For as long you have your stuff and your resources in your inventory, the system basically will then remove the stuff, as you see on the right side. It will basically remove these resources from your inventory, which is, in my opinion, much simpler than this common practice in, I think, like almost all survival games, where, like currently, where you are then always, you are crafting first the windows, then you have 10 windows, then you have 100 walls and so many floors, and it's like, oh my goodness, this takes forever. And even, of course, you are then losing, you're losing control basically of your building. And I found, or I imagine, it should be easier. Something we also do, as you can see here, you can actually place pre-made things that you did before, or that some other people did it. So yes, because there was this question, what if you want to build something and go into the creative mode, and then just basically sharing your stuff with other people. So this whole sharing with other people is not implemented, but it's coming. This is the idea. I mean, the whole system is actually built around it, and we're using those templates, as we call those building templates, which can be anything. So it does not need to even be the building. You could, for instance, say, let's say you build a park, or whatever, I don't know. I think I don't remember, because we got so many comments, by the way, on Facebook. It's like incredible. I think like 300 comments or something. And some of the people, I think one of them actually said something about Brawl Wars or something. I don't remember. There was some mobile game. And he was actually like imagining to create like a scene where you basically then are basically like sort of like in arena inviting people. Well, we have to maybe to implement a few features to make it running, because there's no arena feature yet. But of course you can make the world as so small that it feels like an arena. But I think you're getting the point with those templates, right? So the idea is, or with the building, is that you can actually build anything. Of course, in particular when you're in the creative mode, which is the thing at the top. This is the template mode at the top, which helps you to bring templates. This mode here, is now the mode where you basically place something that directly into the terrain. So what you saw initially, the video made by Jeffrey, is this was sort of like the template mode, where you have to, of course, to store the building that you created as an own file. While in this mode, well, this is of course placing something directly into the world, and it technically also has like a digging or like a removal tools and some picker tools, which really help you picking up stuff, removing stuff, and which hopefully help you building faster and being more creative. At the end of the video, or now over the next steps, I will also like build something bigger and more, because this is the door is kind of cool. The gate is kind of cool, and the reason why, by the way, why those two NPCs spawned is because they're also like spawn voxels, which means if you really care and if you really are very creative and you want really to create your own super hot city voxel cities, well, you can of course populate them very heavily, and you can. And I imagine already, what people will then do on YouTube, right? They will of course, try to break the game by creating like tiny cities or huge cities with maybe 1,000 NPCs. So let's see how we handle this. This is sort of like the problems we see, or I have. But I think you see this. So now you even see that those are actually two different voxels from two different factions. I think we will probably have to split the voxels, not just by window or not just by floor, but also by faction, because like each faction also has its own voxel set, and they look sometimes so distinct that it's a bit annoying to make this choice. And I think we should help a bit, and this will be, so there will be always those faction sets of voxels. So you have the standard voxels, like stone, whatever, wood, like the crappy ones. But of course, if you want to spend more money, or if you want to spend more resources or better resources or certain resources on certain stuff, then you can of course pick some faction sets like this, and they can look sometimes very fancy, in particular because they of course have like very interesting paintings. They have very stuff that is also at the walls. They have even carpets and all kind of this stuff, which then helps you build your home, and also should make not only home you more beautiful but also cozy. So there are actually mechanics in the game so that building is not just about making a cool looking home, but your home actually really helps you, because the game has also like character traits and everything. So if you have a very cozy, nice home with all kind of furniture and all kind of stuff, then it gives you this very fancy feature set that you can then use inside the building. But this may be something I will then talk in the future. How a home can be actually used. Like water and everything, and a coffee machine. Here I think it shows you also a bit the scale. So it means yes, you can build very tall. And I get the impression from some comments that actually we got that this is certain players want to do only this. I think this is like when the player is because when the player is multiplayer, this is exactly what you want, right? So this is like building huge fortresses or building huge houses, and you simply don't care about the beautification of the kitchen or whatever. You just want to build huge walls, and while you're running, you have sort of like this Fortnite feeling, and then you're just hitting the other players very hard. And so we have to see about this, because this is a lot of balancing, right? It does not help if if one player has like some ultra weapon and then he's like destroying everything. So since we are also sci-fi, it's not just, you don't have just like rocket launchers or laser guns. There may be something even more powerful. Let's imagine like small nukes or something. So because there are bombs in the game. But yeah, I hope this gave you like a nice impression.